Hello, Professor Bright here, back at the Sunless Sea. Now, we have the Spectre of Terror hanging over our crew, uh, specifically 77 Terror. So, we're headed back to London. It's a bit early in our trip to go be all the way back to London, but on the other hand, I don't want to die. So, we're heading back to London. That'll bring us back down to 50 Terror. And then I think we head to the Chelinate. We had some interesting times last episode. Oh, hello. A pinnace, you say? Not sure why that caused so much trouble, but okay. And it's only going to be 4 shots. Well, that's lovely. We did upgrade our iron in a bit of a panic. Because our terror was almost enough to kill us. Those people at the Grand Geode, they were not the nice people that we thought they were. And, you know, I'll let some extra damage happen just because I wasn't paying attention and couldn't prevent it. But even if we are damaged, we're headed back to London, and we're going to be just trading in those favors for some extra repairs. So, realistically, we aren't losing too much by getting damaged a little bit. We're not headed the right... Yeah, we're not quite headed the right place. You know what, while we're out, we might talk to the sisters as well. We've already been to Mutton Island on the trip down here. The disastrous trip where, for some reason, hell wouldn't buy our souls. I think we just sell them back to London at this point. Maybe we keep them just in case. I'll make a decision eventually. We could stop by the sisters. Why not? Always good to have extra reports going into London, because every report gives you fuel and a couple of echoes. Not as much as strategic information or some of the more distant areas, but that one fuel plus the extra echoes, it's not to be sneezed at. Unless you have allergies, in which case you probably will sneeze at it. Unintentionally, though it may be. Compile our report. And watch. Wait a while and see. Ah yes, you're continuing to practice on your unidentifiable things. I like how our trail waits for us when we dock. It's good, it's good. Oh dear. I mean, it's a very minor complaint. Not even really a complaint, really. Just an observation. There'll be no need for lights, because we're almost back home, gentlemen. You'll be fine. Still need to find Skintalak at some point. Well, we'll find a way. Chances are we'll find it on our trip over towards the Chelinate. Since they're in the far east, I think we can get to around the center and just head on east. Make a few stops, of course, but those should be relatively quick. Our next financial goal is going to be upgrading our ship, but that's 3,000 echoes away. It's a bit of a longer term goal than what we usually have. In the short term, if we can get up to... Oh, wow. Nightmares are getting much stronger. That's very worrisome for me. But yes, what was I saying? It's completely left my mind after realizing the nightmares are going up. If we can get about 450 echoes, we can afford to just buy the Zoop over at Palmerston. Might be a little bit less than that, because I think we still have... Yeah, we left 1 Zoop in our stocks. And let's see about that Dark Drop coffee. We could sell it here, I mean, we got it for free, so I'm thinking we just sell it. Sell it back. And there's an idea. We could sell back these souls, then buy the zoop over at Palmerston. Let's see what our situation is after we turn on our reports. I might keep the moves in the Great Game as well, just so we can convert things into vital intelligence later. Not now, obviously. Command Canal, Iron Republic, always fun. Gained us extra terror, though, and nothing else. Not a fan, not a fan. The Grand Geode. I think you're not very well informed about what's going on over there, friend. And why only 10 echoes? Well, let's leave the Admiralty. See who this new recruit is. The Genial Magician. For 50 echoes. It's tempting. I do like his little bit of story. Revenge is always a great motivation. Why not? We might not use him, but we can at least chat with the fellow. Back over here, there wasn't anything that we wanted to sell, except... Let me see if the extraordinary... No, you can't do anything with it. I was wondering if you could do something with this, like what you can do with this strategic information, but you can't, so get back over there. We will sell it. I'm sure somewhere there is some use for that, but not here and not now. And we have enough to... Oh, no. No. First, we'll repair our ship. But what I was going to say, we have enough that we can buy that, the Zoop over at our friends in Palmerston. And we can visit the Wistful Deviless. That might be worth doing. Wow, it's normally 100 echoes to repair the hull completely. Glad we have favors. Oh, we got friends in high places. I know we won't be singing too much. Trying not to, anyway. Now, let's see. More supplies. A lot more supplies. One more. We only have to buy 6 Zoop if we end up doing that. My priority right now is going to be finding... First, find the Chelinate. Then, find Port Cecil. I was going to say the Sleeping Mind, but that's not the proper term for the area. And then, if we have extra time, we'll head over to Palmerston. I'm probably not going to get all of that done today, but if I get any of those 3 done, I'm calling it a win. And I'm willing to risk keeping the lights out. Should probably have caroused, or at least gathered news. But we didn't, and we're all the way out now, so I'm not going to go back. By all the way out, I mean we're like 30 seconds out, maybe? But, you know. I mean, who can be bothered, really? Let's see here. Stop by the sisters again. Get another report. I know, we just reported it in literally minutes ago. But, extra fuel, extra money. I'm okay with it. I wonder if time between reports actually affects the value of it. That'd be kind of neat. I'll compile our report. I'm not going to watch the convent just because we know what happens. And I think if you do too many of those events where it says something awaits you or something to that effect, then you lose that trait and you can't use it later. And if we're going to be seeing new places, I want to be doing as many new things as possible, because they're usually fun, and I like the story of the area. I do love this sort of, oh, I wouldn't even call it quite Lovecraftian, but something related to Lovecraftian themes. It just does it for me. Hits all the right buttons. In Station 3, I don't think we can get a second report here. It honestly escapes my mind if we can or cannot. But we shall find out shortly. Might be we just have to wait until we get a long box. Then we can further investigate what the deal is with heart metal. We are quite curious about that particular substance. Oh, yes, one does forget to keep an eye on the crew, make sure they're happy. All smiles, gentlemen, all smiles. You can search for nothing. Oh well. I was hoping we might find a hint. Maybe find a long box that was left on the shore by someone who was less dedicated to their job than us. We are such lovely people after all. And, yeah. Oh, we've entered the snares. I cannot recall. Is this Pigmoat Isle? I know the name, I don't know what the island is. But we can go some distance to the east. Looks like not that far to the east. Oh, yes! I recall you now. Where was it that you could dock? On the southern edge. You guys remember this place? With the rats and the guinea pigs. The House of Cavy. I think we might side with them this time if we get the chance. Perhaps. Dock. Two houses, both alike in dignity. No habitation in sight, no market, very little in the way of a maintained dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth, from which sprout stunted palms? Not quite. Tall fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. These growths appear sparse near the beach, but clump closer together the farther inland one goes, clustered tightly into a sort of forest around the base of the island's central hill. You can see, off in the distance, dots of fire flecking the horizon, and hear clamor, shouts, and shot. If you look to the quay, you can make out the unusual shapes of two tiny figures. A war. As you step on the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shots. As you... Oh. I think this is just the same as the paragraph I just read. But okay. You can see off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, rather as if awaiting your approach. Or maybe we just return to the ship. I mean, that seems a little heartless. And we are not so cruel as to deprive these people of our attentions. Ah, yes. The figures are rodents. To your left is a Ratus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To your right is an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate, reminiscent of nothing so much as the High Middle Ages. The rat steps forward first and bows. Welcome, Captain, to Ratstar Island. I am Edgar, second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat steps back at precisely the same moment. With what appears to be the ease of long habit, the guinea pig scuttles forward and makes a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the island of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, seneschal to our King Gracenaw, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. What choice is this? I don't think I shall reread everything. We have done this before. But not this. Speak to the seneschal. Oh, no. We've spoken to the seneschal before. But we have never chosen the seneschal. Perhaps you've never liked rats. Perhaps you've always been fond of rat-skin suits. Perhaps the seneschal's charms are too much for you. At any rate, you're keen to find out more about their civilization. We could attempt to broker peace once again. Yes, of course. No change there. Idealism doesn't get ourselves out of this situation. Now, a knight out of habit. You bow to the seneschal, who purrs with pleasure while the chief engineer gnashes his teeth, but keeps his distance. You've chosen wisely, Captain, says the seneschal. Come, and I'll explain our situation to you in greater detail. Oh my, we might not get a chance to do any of the things I planned. I'm okay with this. I like this little story they've got going on. The seneschal leads you to the southern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. You pass through a number of raised mounds of earth mixed with fortifying strips of mushroom flesh, which you suppose to be makeshift walls. The settlement is dazzling. This side of the island appears to be absolutely wreathed in scintillack. The cavies' dwelling is awash with silvery phosphorescence. You look around. It's a large colony. Most noticeable is the steamer pinnace, the impossible lamb that's run aground, from which the cavies come and go bearing supplies. To the right of the ship, farther down the beach, a large group of cavies lie on bundles of colorful cloth, whining and wailing as if in pain. To the left of the ship is a ramshackle tent of poles and linen, in front of which guinea pigs clash against each other and sharpen their teeth. In the center of the village is a covered dais, veritably festooned with colorful cloth and guarded by well-decorated knights. You suspect this is where King Graysnaw keeps counsel. Be welcome, Captain, in the kingdom of Cavia, capital of our isle and blessed by the light of Our Lady's eye. The seneschal speaks solemnly, but there's a hint of sadness to her words. Or so it was, and shall be again. I must speak with our king and prepare your arrival. My page will show you the area and bring you in sight of his splendor in good time. Page? A much smaller guinea pig, its fur braided with slender strips of parabola linen, scurries over and bows. The seneschal takes her leave. Now, let's see here. That was interesting. Ask the page to take you to the steam pinnace. Is this indeed the impossible lamb? Wasn't it reported overrun by rats? Oh my. The seneschal leads you to the southern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. You pass through a number of raised mounds of earth, mixed with fortifying strips of mushroom flesh. Oh, that's... whoops. That's just the description of the area again. A chalky shore. The page chitters while you inspect the vessel. Rats? Never. The splendor of Cavy overtook this vessel. I was born here, the first native of Cavia, but all our elders remember the voyage. It was hard, they say, though we were harder. But the sea is black and unkind. We were lost in the dark for weeks, and no one speaks of those terrible times. But out of the darkness came the light of Our Lady's eyes, guiding us here to our own isle. In time we will ride the waves again, perhaps, once we have recovered our eye. Is it not splendid? It certainly may have been at one time, but you can see the hull's been severely damaged by the scintillack reef. There's no way the cavies can hope to repair it themselves. Whatever the page says, they're stranded here. To the barracks, then. What chance can guinea pigs stand against the weaponed might of the Ratus Faber? Surprising odds. The page leads you to the barracks, where the knights don't deign to speak to one so undecorated as you. The page, however, is eager to answer your questions. The rats have no weapons, none to speak of. What is a gun without a bullet, but a sword without a blade? Ours are the supplies, the knives, the souls, the soft stuffs, and the glory. Their teeth are sharp, it is true, while ours, the page hesitates as the knights glower at him, are sharper. All praise to the flowers of the House of Cavy. One knight preens while the others grunt indifference, working a whetstone along its top front teeth. While you watch, a particularly vigorous swipe knocks a whole incisor out of place. It lands on the ground in a black and bloody mess. The knight gasps, grasps the tooth, and vanishes from sight, while the other glares in a way that dares you to make something of it. Oh my. Guys might want to learn dental hygiene. Well, ask the page to take you to the hospital. Are those guinea pigs quarantined? The Black Death, really? Okay. An elderly-looking cavy greets you, eyeing you gravely. Many of us sickened during the voyage, a rotting in our teeth, a weakness in the flesh. This isle was our salvation. The stronger among us made a pilgrimage towards the pool of Our Lady's light, and then, miracle of miracles, they were cured. They bathed in her, they drank her sweet waters, and the strong brought the weak to her in turn. Soon we were thriving again, bearing our children and raising them to love Our Lady's eye and see in it our deliverance. Interesting. The elders look sorrowfully at the sick under his care. Since the rats stole her, the sickness has returned. All this light is but a mockery of hers, and we gain from it no benefit. The only thing, the elder's ears and voice flatten in a hiss, that helps our condition is the flesh, the very heart and livers of the rats who stole her from us. So, they want this stone so they can survive, basically. So it's not dental hygiene that their problem is, it's this disease that they seem to have, and it's not really the Black Death that we know of, but... Huh. Interesting. It's like they're rotting away. Did the Skintellect do something to them, maybe? Well, we'll ask the page to take us to the king. You've seen all you need to see here. Time to see if the king is ready to receive you. Yes. We could offer them medicine. Oh, dear. The page leads you, crouching at first, and then on your knees, before King Graysnaw and the Seneschal. The king is the largest guinea pig you've ever seen, easily twice the size of the largest knight in his retinue. The Seneschal looks positively dainty next to him. We are told, intones the king, that you have promised your assistance to the House of Cavy. This is agreeable to us, but what form shall your assistance take? Could obtain it by force. It's an option. Through cunning is less likely. Although, we could just offer medicine. You'd rather not get directly involved, but you can spare some salves and brews from the hold. That we can do. Delightful. Acceptable assistance. Your crew hauls a crate of medicines to shore, and the Seneschal nods her approval. Adequate. These will go a considerable way towards fortifying us for the next battle. We thank you. The cavies reward you with a store of coal from the steam pinnace, as well as... Well, it's not like you haven't eaten rat flesh before. They gift you with fine fabrics, too. A favor to remember us by, smiles the Seneschal. 4 bales of parabola linen. That'll go a long ways. Even lost some terror. You've given the House of Cavy all the assistance you can. What next? You can invite a cavy on board. They're reputed to be excellent swimmers. They're adorable enough to boost morale, and if times are lean, well, maybe a guinea pig stew will buy the crew a day or two before they start eating each other. I think we can do that. The Seneschal, of course, can't abandon her duties, but she makes certain your request is cried out in the village square. The page squeaks excitedly and seeks permission from her to join your party. I record your doings for the glory of Cavy, he declares, and I'd like to see more of the world. You wait for him to gather up some effects, and say goodbye to his family before lifting anchor and setting off. The wide dark sea. Nothing left for us here, except the story of the place. Although, maybe. A kingdom restored. Myrenia has fallen. The House of Cavy holds the isle for the glory of their king, and you are welcome here. Could put Blemigans ashore. Oh dear. Attend a banquet. The cavies have a coal mine now in which slave rats labor. Oh, I feel terrible. But not that terrible. We'll refuel. A moderately graceful gift. With our thanks and etc., etc., the Seneschal tells you. He inspects his pocket watch. Are we finished? We are. We got our supplies back. And extra fuel. That's a good trip. I think that was something of a success. Thank you for your time. And we shall see you soon.